So here are the four main reasons why you may find yourself having a bad marijuana experience, right? And so the first reason is simple. It's because marijuana taps you into deeper states of yourself. It's all a reflection of your own inner world. And so if you're someone who deals with any deep anxiety, fear, grief, shame, like etc., or it could be simply you not fully overcoming something from your past, like any of those things may get brought up to the surface because again, marijuana taps you into deeper states of yourself. So you may have to face those things in order for them not to weigh so heavily on your experience, you feel me? And don't perceive it as like, oh, the weed is attacking you, because it's actually trying to show you what you need to overcome internally to experience your life through more freedom and peace and happiness. You feel what I'm saying? And so the second main reason is if you're using the marijuana out of avoidance or as an escape, right? And this can be from a specific situation or circumstance that you know you gotta face, or something internally that you know you gotta face, or simply you just trying to escape from life altogether, right? But know that if you're one who does this, it'll become more and more uncomfortable to sit with the fact that you ain't really doing nothing with your life and you just using it to cope instead of using it in a way that benefits you. You feel what I'm saying? So if you're one who does this, start to use it as a reward for getting things done or making any sort of progress in your life, or use it to tap into deeper states of your creativity and figure out what you're really passionate about doing in this life, like etc. But don't just constantly use it to avoid life altogether, because that's just not going to get you anywhere, yo. And then the third reason is if you're just constantly overusing the substance, and this can be tied to using it as an escape too, right? But again, there's so many beneficial ways to use the substance. Like you can use it to get to the root of something that you're going through on a deeper level, as it'll bring you mental clarity if that's your intention. And there's so many more beautiful ways to use this substance. But if it gets to the point where you're constantly just abusing the substance, especially if it's you avoiding fully facing something that you know you have to, then that's when your experiences won't be so good anymore, because you know damn well you're just abusing the substance, yo. And it doesn't even have to root from avoiding anything. It could just be the fact that you're simply addicted to the feeling or just the aesthetic of smoking. And that's not something that's easy to let go of, right? But you gotta know that you shouldn't be relying on weed as your source of happiness or peace, because there's so many other ways to bring yourself peace and happiness, yo. So if you're someone who's simply addicted, start drinking herbal teas every once in a while. Like, for example, lotus flower gives you a very similar calming sensation. Or simply just start meditating, doing some breath work, doing some yoga, like etc. I'm not saying that you gotta completely cut out weed, but I just recommend finding a balance with it. And then with that, you'll find your experiences to be better the less you constantly abuse the substance. You feel what I'm saying? Then the fourth and final reason is your environment, yo. If you're around too many people with a whole bunch of different energies, that can definitely have a heavy impact on your experience, yo. And especially if you're an empath, because you're just even more vulnerable to other people's energy and just energy in general. So like if you're someone with loud ass music and the music is very chaotic or whatever it is, that can definitely impact your experience heavily, yo. It can trigger things like anxiety, overstimulation, fear, etc. But of course, that's not the case with everyone. Like chaotic music can actually enhance your experience if that's your vibe. You feel what I'm saying? And so with all that being said, it's very important to be intentional when you're using the marijuana. But at the same time, you don't always got to be so intentional. It's okay to want to just enjoy the experience of the weed. Just make sure it's not getting to the point where you're abusing it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if you are taking care of yourself and you doing what you need to do on a daily basis, then shit, experience as much as you please. Cause you know deep down when you overdoing the shit. So just be aware of all these things as you experience with the weed. You feel what I'm saying? And I'd highly recommend checking out my YouTube video on the power of marijuana, as I break down how it affects the mind, the body, and the soul on a much deeper level. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. So I really hope y'all taking care of yourself, and peace and love.